What is up, everybody? My name's Anthony, but as some of you guys know me as Ose. As you guys are seeing by the title of this video, I am retiring. But let me explain. So I started my whole running journey during the pandemic. At the time, I was living in New York, and prior to the pandemic happening, I had already started like my whole fitness journey in the strength training aspect, right? I started working out at Planet Fitness with some friends after school, and it started my desire to want to get better and to better myself physically, mentally, and spiritually. Fast forward, the pandemic happens and nothing was open, right? So I already have in mind that I want to reach a potential physique that I want. So what else could I do as a physical form of activity? I wasn't going to do any type of body work because I hated at the time doing push-ups and pull-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that. So the next best thing was to run. And during the pandemic, I wasn't able to go to any gym. So I started running. And it started off with a mile, 2, and it started progressing to running 4, 5, 6, 7 miles at a time. And I didn't really think much of it until one day, a cousin and I set off to run a half marathon. And I did it. I did it almost like at an 8:20 pace, if I'm not wrong. And that's when it really opened my eyes to, oh my God, like I came from being an overweight, almost on cholesterol medicine child to running 13.1 miles. Mind you, I was like 18, 17, so I was still a child. And I was asking myself like, dang, like what's really possible, right? Little did I know what was really possible at the time. That was just opening the door to all the challenges that I would be facing after those moments. That was the first time I ever experienced like the runner's high, mile 8, endorphins, dopamine, every type of hormone that feels good was released at that time. First ever time feeling a runner's high, and I was hooked. I wanted to chase that feeling of happiness, of freedom, again and again, that I got from that first half marathon that I continued running. Fast forward, I moved back to Florida and I was still running. I was chasing bigger numbers, 7, 8, 9 miles at a time, until one day I had impulsively signed up for the 2022 Miami Marathon. I had signed that up with not running more than 13.1 miles at a time. And at that time, I had set off to do that challenge. But now looking back and reflecting on all my accomplishments, I've come to find out that it wasn't the challenge I was chasing. I was chasing a sense of confidence that I didn't have. Growing up, I was so insecure with who I was as a person that I needed materialistic things. Hence, when I was younger, I would buy a lot of designer stuff, sell candy at school just to get compliments, just to fulfill that need of wanting to be accepted, wanting to get the praise from people I didn't even know. At that time, signing up for this race, I thought that would be something that would get me acknowledged, something that would get me praise, right? Little did I know. I'd set off to run this marathon with only 6 months of training, and which is more than enough time, but I did it by myself. I didn't have any coach. I didn't do anything. I knew nothing. So all I knew was run long, run hard, run fast. And which I did. I increased my mileage from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 miles a day. I would put in 70-mile weeks, right? And I was still searching for acceptance, for praise. And I was just a very lost kid, right? And even the day before the marathon, the week of the marathon, you're supposed to do a whole taper week, right? A taper phase. I didn't do any of that. I ran even harder the week leading up to the marathon. And the day before the marathon, I ran 15 miles. I was looking for the sense of confidence that I didn't have the entire training session, so I didn't have confidence going into this race. So I was hoping I could get the confidence the day before, in which, if anything, it made it even worse. Because after I finished those 15 miles, I was dead. I was crying. I was sad. I didn't know what to expect. How was I going to run 26.2 miles after not even being able to run 15? Turns out I got it done. I ran 26.2 miles the next day with only 2 hours of sleep. And that opened up the door to what was really possible. That race, I ended up finishing it at 3 hours and 39 minutes. And to my disbelief, I got a medal and a certification sent to me for being the first person in my age group. It was only a category of 9 people in my age group, but placing first in an age group was a first for me. I have never gotten that. So it meant a lot for me running this marathon, and it really showed me, okay, if I applied minimal pressure, minimal discipline, minimal whatever it takes to run a marathon, and I ran it and I got this, what's really possible? And from there, it was like a Pandora's box of just an influx of ideas. And fast forward to today, I've run, I don't know how many unofficial half marathons. Official half marathons, I've run one, which was the Fort Lauderdale Marathon. I went on to do a half Ironman, which I did in Greece with my sister. I ended up putting miles on a bike, doing multiple 100-mile races on the bike with my father. I did a Spartan race with my siblings. I may have a handful of medals now, but there's like so much I've done that I haven't received a medal that holds so much more weight, because all the activity that I had done proved to the kid that was always looking for acceptance, for knowledge, that I was capable of doing those things, and I didn't need the praise from anyone else to get stuff done. The only praise I needed was myself, in which I did. And today, I have been living the hybrid lifestyle for quite some time now. And I would say I did reach a point of comfort, but I understand that comfort is the killer to like big dreams or like big goals and stuff like that, which I acknowledged. So I wasn't really saying I was comfortable with what I was doing or where I was at, but as I continued my hybrid journey, I have a voice and like a calling me more towards weightlifting, and that grew heavier and heavier and heavier, almost to a point where when I was running, I felt discontent because there wasn't anything else I wanted to do but lift, right? Wanting to chase that physique that I so dream of and that I will have, until that voice just got loud enough that I couldn't ignore it anymore. So I think it was February 14th, a few days before the Fort Lauderdale Marathon, I had come to a decision that for now I'm placing a hold on my endurance career. I'm closing that chapter in my life, and I am opening a new one in my lifting career. I still do believe that running is the best form of exercise for one's aerobic system and your circulatory system. That's just my belief. I feel that my blood work, all of my blood pressure tests, all my health tests have come back positive. I would like to associate it with the amount of exercise I've done, right? In the endurance space. That's just my belief. I could be completely wrong. I'm no longer gonna do any races, but I am still going to be running. So I'm retiring from any events that I'm gonna be competing in, and I'm just going to solely be focusing on my lifting career. And that's it, guys. That was the exciting announcement. You guys were gonna see an Instagram post pretty soon about what running meant to me and how it's helped me change and develop as a person. Quick little video explaining the huge announcement, just announcing my new chapter in my life and my new career of being a lifter. Now on my vision board, I do have Ose Walker. So I don't know, I think I might be leaning more towards bodybuilding. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's YouTube video. If you guys want the best gym drip in the game, I am rocking the Certified Lifters brand new long sleeve. Please forgive me, I'm gonna botch the name. I don't remember the name, but this just dropped and it's been going crazy. It is my favorite piece of clothing right now from the brand. If you guys want the best gym drip in the game, make sure to check out certifiedliftersbrand.com and use code OSE at checkout. Although I may not be running as much, I'm still coaching for endurance training, strength training, or hybrid training. If you guys want to train hybrid training, make sure to click the link in the description. It changed my life, and I know it would change your guys' life as well. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. See ya.